It was recording. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to make one of my favorite meals to make, which is shrimp scampi. So first I want to show you what you're going to need, because I'm going to make shrimp scampi with some pasta and some broccoli, and yeah, that's my meal. That is my meal. Like, nobody's touching me when it comes to shrimp scampi, and everybody knows that because your girl will make that any day, anytime. So first, I'm gonna show you what you will need for the scampi. So you need some shrimp. I have my shrimp from Walmart. This is a jumbo shrimp. It's peeled, easy peel, deveined with tail on. I just used that one. I'm using this one today. Usually I get the one that's already peeled and deveined with the tail on, but I'm just gonna peel them and use them that way. But they're thawing out right now. Minced garlic, and it's just that little jar. Some lemon. I use fresh lemons, and I also use the lemon juice. That's just me. I like lemon. Y'all know that from my last cooking video. If you have not seen that, I will link that up here. Actually, I have two. I'll link the other seafood one up here. But anyway, I use some lemon pepper. As y'all know, I use Walmart brand because it's the same stuff. Some lemon pepper seasoning, some onion powder, garlic powder, tons of garlic, some oregano, minced onions. I don't know why my refrigerator is being so loud. Rude. Crushed red peppers, a little accent salt. We ain't got time for high blood pressures and stuff like that. Some parsley to garnish. Some butter, a stick of butter. I don't know how much butter we're gonna use, but I just pull out a whole stick just in case. And to help with this, you cannot have shrimp scampi without this, okay? You need some wine. I use a Chardonnay every time, but yeah, you need that. You can use cooking wine, but to me, this just tastes better. The way that I'm making it, it's gonna taste just like Red Lobster. That is the best shrimp scampi to me. I'm not really care for Olive Garden, aside from their salad and their breadsticks. I don't care for anything else from Olive Garden. I have not had a meal at Olive Garden that I would eat twice, but I can go to Red Lobster and eat shrimp scampi every day. So just make sure that you guys have already liked, commented, and subscribed to my channel. Let me know if there's any meals that you want me to make, because your girl can make pretty much everything. But I'm just showing y'all what my favorite meals are. And don't forget, I have a giveaway going on right now. I don't know if it'll be up, if it'll be over or not, but make sure that you check that video out. I will link it up here so that you guys don't miss that. But without further ado, we're gonna get right into the video. Okay, so first I'm gonna start with the pasta. I'm using these pastaronis, and you can use any one of them. It does not matter which flavor you use. I just like those two together, or that's just the two I'm using for this video because I use other ones different times. I put 4 cups of water and 2/3 cups of milk. I just didn't have a 2/3 cup, so I just use 1/3 2 times. So I use whole milk because I don't like 2% milk. Everybody else does, but I don't really care for it. So that's why I'm using that on my pasta. And I'm going to put a half a stick of butter, and I'm gonna let that all melt together. I did lose the footage right here, and I don't know how, but I did season it with the same seasonings that I showed in the beginning. I put all of that in there except for the minced garlic, and then I just added a little lemon juice, and I'll let that continue to boil. So moving on to the shrimp, I'm going to start by putting that other half of the stick of butter in there, and I'm gonna let that melt down. And that's just how I start the sauce for the scampi. Okay, so now that that is all melted down, I'm going to start seasoning this butter to make the sauce. I put the garlic powder in there. I pour some of the wine because I want to let that start cooking because it's not hot. I put a little bit of accent salt, and I forgot to add it into the mixture for the pasta, so I just sprinkle a little bit of that in there as well. I'm going to add the onion powder next, and the oregano. And none of this is measured. As usual, I do everything to my liking. And as well as some lemon pepper seasoning. All of these seasonings that I put in here, I did add all of these to that pasta water milk mixture. I added that in there as well. And then I'm just going to add some of that lemon juice from the little bottle. But I am still going to add lemons later, but we'll get to that. And then I'm just going to mix all of that together and let it heat up because I want it to all be blended really nicely. My frying pan is, well, both of them actually are really big, so I have to make sure they're on the eye so that all of it gets heated the same. I'm going to go in now that everything is starting to boil and add my minced onion. I like onion. It just gives it like a little texture to it, as well as the minced garlic, but I'm just going to add that in there. And then to make the sauce a little thicker, I'm just going to add another piece of butter, which is actually just 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to start my broccoli now as well. I do everything all at the same time, so it's not just I'm going to cook one, then cook the other, because I like everything to be hot at the same time. I put some crushed red pepper flakes, some butter, some pepper, and a little accent salt in the broccoli. And I did turn it on right here in the front and then realized that I don't need it in the front, so I moved it to the back. That's why nothing wrong with having it in any spot, but I just didn't want to have to reach over it. So now that everything is melting together, I'm going to add in my lemons. And I did add in about like 3 lemons, and I did put a half in that water back there for the pasta. I just like the taste of the fresh lemon juice as well. My friend Kat is going to kill me because she cannot stand all these lemons, but I love you, girl. So after everything is in there, the lemon juice, I like to add a little bit more wine, and that's just because I like to have it in there when I add the garlic and the shrimp. So I just add a little bit more wine when everything is already in there and the sauce is becoming how I want it to be. Just add some wine to throw that hint back in there. So now I'm going to add the pasta to the boiling mixture in the back. There's a little flavor packet. I take those out and then I add the noodles in it because it's angel hair pasta, and I will use those, but I like to put the pasta in there first so that I can go ahead and mix them in without having them stuck to each other. And then I put the pasta packets in there. Well, not the pasta packets, but the little flavor packet that comes with it. I mean, y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all can see what I'm doing. But it does, I mean, I don't really feel like it changes the flavor because I seasoned that water already. It just gives it the little like creamy texture to it. So it's good. It's nothing wrong with it. I just like my flavoring better. Okay, so now that the sauce is perfect, I'm gonna add in the minced garlic. I do this right before I put the shrimp in because it is very easy to burn garlic and it's very powerful. So I just add that in right at the end to keep it from getting really brown and just being nasty in there. And I do add a little bit to this pasta just because I just like the garlic in it. It just takes it up a notch. So that's good. I can go ahead and let that cook a little bit. I put the wrong top on there. That's why I switched it. I'm going to stir that around a little bit and then I will add my shrimp in just a moment.
Purchase your tracks today.
There is no particular way that you have to lay the shrimp. That's just how I like to do it. I just like the way it looks because I'm weird like that. So yeah, don't judge me.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
This step really, I'm just being extra because you really don't have to add anything else to the top of that. I just put the same seasonings back on top, just a little bit more lemon pepper and garlic powder. That was it. That was all I did. I'm just checking on my pasta now. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys that broccoli is actually on high because I put the broccoli in there when it's frozen, and then by the time it starts to boil, like once it comes to a boil, the broccoli is done. I do not like mushy broccoli, so that's how I cook it to make sure that it still has a little bit of crunch to it. And this shrimp is basically done on one side, so I'm just going to go ahead and flip them over so that they can cook the rest of the way on the other side, and then I'm going to turn them off. Then I'm going to add my secret ingredient, the part that makes this Red Lobster shrimp scampi. I'm telling you, you cannot have this without this next ingredient.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
Okay, so now that the shrimp is all done, I'm just going to put them all as close as I can in the middle of the pan and take them off the heat. I give them an extra little drizzle of lemon juice, and now the special ingredient. Y'all pay attention here. That Parmesan and Romano grated cheese. Take it off the heat, sprinkle that on top of it, and put the top back on it. I'm just adding parsley just to make it look pretty, but that's all you have to do. Tell me this meal was not super simple. Do it just like that. Put that Parmesan and Romano on top and put the top back on it. You will be, close your eyes when you taste it and you will think you're in Red Lobster. I'm telling you, boo-boo, you will think you're in Red Lobster because it's so good. It's just like that. And look at that. Broccoli's done, pasta's done, shrimp is done, everything's done. And now you have this beautiful creation. Look at that. Perfection. Perfection. It looks like it should be in that little pan from Red Lobster that they come in. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's time for me to go eat, y'all. I'll see y'all in a second. Just enjoy this beautiful view because this is a masterpiece.
Purchase your tracks today.
Do not come for me for using paper plates. Your girl does not like doing dishes unless y'all gonna come help me. So thank you. Okay, so this is what it looks like. All finished and pretty. You can't have shrimp scampi without wine, so yes, that is this. Thank you guys for joining me. This is the side. I'm gonna eat my food. But thank you guys for joining me on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're gonna try it, leave a little shrimp in the comment section so I know that you guys are here for this. It smells amazing. I'm going to eat until I can't eat anymore. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you on my next video.
Purchase your tracks today.